Hi, everyone. This is Jack Hurley, the Superintendent of Schools, for another edition of Word from the Superintendent. Welcome back to the school year after our winter break, and Happy New Year to everyone. I know you might be seeing this, some of you, in late January or early February, but it's my first message, so I'll extend the Larry David rule of you can't say Happy New Year past January 7th and say it anyway. Speaking of New Year's, the board reorganizes every January, and re-elected board members, Dr. Sergio Alati, Dr. Greg Racine, and Mrs. Shelley Ahmed were sworn back into as board members as they were re-elected to the board. And Dr. Alati was re-elected as board president and will continue in that role. And Mr. Dennis Maison was re-elected as the board vice president, and he will continue in that role for this calendar year. I congratulate all of them and all the board members for their continued dedication to the community, to the district, and to the students. As we are moving into the year, it's been now almost coming up to 2 years that we first dealt with the word COVID. And although we have made significant progress in terms of getting back to what we sometimes have to struggle to remember as normalcy, we still get confronted with the restrictions, the concerns, and from time to time the surges in the disease. We are living through one right now, as you're all aware. Hopefully it will start to wane. That's what a lot of the indications are. I want to assure everyone that we meet daily to discuss the number of absences with students, faculty, staff. We are in constant communication with the Board of Health, both the Rutherford Board of Health and the County Board of Health. And I'm in daily, sometimes almost hourly communication with the superintendents in the region to see what is going on in their districts and how they're responding. Generally, although our absences were higher of both faculty, staff, and students, we were not at a level of where we had to consider anything rash, whether it be one session days or remote instruction. We were not at the level where we had outbreaks. Honestly, most of our illnesses occurred over the break, not when we were here in school. As I informed you all, the State Department of Health have changed their isolated and quarantine rules. I sent a message out on January 11th about that. And rather than go through all those here, please refer to that message. But I want to caution everyone. This is a constantly evolving situation. The CDC seems to come out with new guidelines every couple of weeks, which then get reviewed and processed by the Department of Health in the state, which then get either accepted or rejected for New Jersey. And by the way, that's not a bad thing. I mean, the CDC is looking at a national picture, and the New Jersey Department of Health is looking at what's going on here in our home. And then that gets filtered up to the Bergen County Board of Health, which looks at what's happening right here in our county. So that by the time it is, sometimes there's a little lag. You hear something on the news that the CDC says, it takes a while before we are actually implementing that because it goes through those levels of review and comparison and contrast from national trends to what's happening right here. So rather than going over specific details in this report, which some of you might not see till the end of February, I'm just advising you and reminding you to check our website for anything that changes. Look for any messages that may come from me or your school nurse or your building principal if there's any changes to protocol or regulations. But here's the thing, back in the summer when we had the option to go with masks, whether we wanted to wear them or not wear them, and things were really in a very good spot, we moved in our summer programs to making masks optional. We were thinking as we came back in the fall that we were going to be perfectly normal by the time we got to the winter. Well, we were wrong, okay? And the numbers have risen, and like I said, we hope they're waning. So right now, I think it's really important that we do everything we can do to curtail the spread within our schools and within our community. So wearing a mask, the hand washing, all the things that we've been talking about for 2 years, because we are pretty much at normalcy. Our schools are operating on a full schedule with full classes. Our extracurricular activities are underway. Our high school sports program, by the way, our teams are doing very, very well. They're playing a regular schedule in front of fans. We are running board meetings in person and PTA meetings in person and school programs for parents to attend and school conferences and the like, which are coming, by the way, at the end of January, right, in grades K to 6. So I'll be looking for that information. My point is, we do have some inconveniences right now. We still do have some concerns. We still do have some restrictions. But the fact that we have all cooperated to do the best we can to keep ourselves and others safe has made this where we're a lot closer to normal than we were last year, a lot closer than we were when this pandemic first started. And, we have to keep the faith that if we keep doing the right things, some of these restrictions and things we're dealing with now are going to be a thing of the past, hopefully soon. I wish I had a crystal ball to know when that would be, but I ask your cooperation to work with us together to get through this. We have always done our best here in the district to keep our schools running and running to the full extent possible to benefit our children. Okay, and I think we've done a good job with that, and working together we'll continue to do that. I do want to mention, I've just alluded to it, that for grades K to 6, there will be the conferences. I'm looking over to my right now to make sure I give you the exact dates. Those conferences are scheduled for the end of this month, of the 27th and the 28th of January. And if you haven't already been contacted by your child's school or teacher, you will be to set up an appointment for those conferences. In grades K to 6, that's a half day of school for students, one session day on the 27th, and a day off on the 28th, so those conferences can take place. Grades 7 to 12 is a normal day of school, and there are not parent conferences. Another reminder that as we get into February, we will have the President's Day weekend when school will be closed on Friday and that Monday, but by then I'll probably be giving another report. Also, be checking your school's websites for concerts and plays and activities. As I said, things are back to a certain level of normalcy. So check, okay, and check frequently, because as sometimes as certain restrictions come in or if certain spikes happen, things might be delayed or postponed. But so far we've been doing pretty well on staying on schedule. I want to just end by briefly reviewing the construction. We are making progress at Union School. It's a little slower than we'd like, but the new gym is moving along, and once that gym gets completed, hopefully in late winter or early spring, then construction will begin converting the old gym into the science labs. And right now, tentatively, we are scheduled to have completion sometime towards the end of July, so that come the next school year, the science lab, the gym, everything's up and running. The gym obviously might be put into use this year once that's completed. At Pierpont, the gym is completed and it's up and running. And the new structure that's going to hold the 12 additional classrooms, the steel frames are up, the concrete slabs and flooring have been poured, and pretty soon the exterior walls will go up, and then they'll start working on the interior. The end date for that is set for sometime in the middle of August, and again, we're looking forward to having that building complete in September. And the high school, where a tremendous amount of work went on, but unseen really from the outside last summer, this summer you'll see the work, because the entire Mortimer wing facade will be getting replaced, and it's going to be a very busy summer at the high school. That work cannot begin until school is over, and we are projected to get it done in time for the reopening in September. So I'm looking forward to a good year. Last year we talked about it being a challenging but hopefully better year, And I think it was in many, many ways. And I think we continue to show progress, both in dealing with this new normal that we have, getting closer to that old routine we're used to, and also with the ongoing construction and the improvements to the facilities in the district, we're reaping the benefits of that as we speak. And by next September, all goes well, the project will be completed, and all of our students in our community will be seeing the benefit of the construction. So until next time, this is Jack Hurley, the Superintendent of Schools. Stay warm. Let's hope for a limited amount of snow and a lot of good health in the month ahead. Until next time, Jack Hurley. Thank you.